All right, we're live. We're recording. I'm on video number 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be 5. Should be 5. Okay. If you hear the dryer in the background, that's because yes, I do have a dryer in my classroom. It's the old home ec room, and yes, my dryer at home is not working. And yes, I do laundry at work. It's actually kind of convenient. It's really nice. I mean, I can walk. My house is like 2 houses down from the school, so that's what you're hearing in the background. Maybe, I don't know. We'll find out. If not, maybe I'm just making that up. How about we do a rectangle here in the front plane? Sketch front plane. Let's get looking right at it. Turn your rectangle on. And let's see, how big do we want it? Oh, let's do 3 by 3 again. Make sure you click that origin when you start that rectangle. Label our dimension. Remember where I'm going to go for dimension. Cold, warmer, warmer, hot. There's dimension. Quick note about this red circle that pops up. That's just this video editing software. Part of me wants to turn it off, but then part of me, I want you to know when I'm clicking or not. So I'm going to leave it on. But if you see that red circle, that's not anything you should see on your OnShape. That's just my OnShape, this video recording software, doing that. 3 by 3. Okay. Now I'm going to do something different, but before I exit out this sketch, right here on this window, you've got the word sketch 2, right? And the reason it says sketch 2 is because I boogered everything up slightly before I started recording here. But yours will probably say sketch 1. Regardless, what I want to do is show you how to change that name so that you're not looking at arbitrary numbers when you review your designs in your design tree or your features of your design. It'll get to a point, and you can pull up a public document one day and just look at this design tree that's over here on the left, and you'll see some of these designs. I mean, you're talking easy 50 to 75 features or components and entities. So you can see how once you get so far down the road, you're not going to want to be troubleshooting sketch 1 versus sketch 34. You might want to know actually what that sketch represents. So I'm just going to go ahead and title this rectangle. And the other reason I'm doing this, I'm having you do it, it's not just so you know how to do it, but also it'll make our narration and commentary a little easier. And I'm just going to hit check. All right, now you shouldn't have to worry about this part that I'm doing here. If you ever need to delete a sketch or anything else, though, you can simply right click and hit delete. And sketch 1 was nothing for our purposes. Got this rectangle. What I want to do is go ahead and extrude that rectangle. Should be familiar with that. Hit the extrude button. Extrude 1, again, I'm given the option to change this. So I'm just going to go ahead and name it rectangle extrude. Right? And then I guess I know that it's the rectangle that's extruded when it's extrude 1. So it's new faces and sketch regions to extrude. I've got this blue window, which means I need to put something in that blue window. I'm going to go ahead and select this rectangle sketch. I can do that by clicking here in the design tree, or I can do it by highlighting it, getting that halo around it, and selecting it here. I'm going to go ahead and select rectangle right there in the design tree. It should say rectangle in that blue window now, and I'm going to hit check. Now I've got that rectangle extruded and making a rectangle. All right, now that I've done that, I actually want it to be deeper than 1 inch. I actually want that extrusion to be a 2-inch block, not a 1-inch block. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to edit that. When you come over here to your design tree, anything you double click over here that you've added opens it up so you can edit it. If I wanted to edit it that rectangle, I could double click rectangle and it would change that 3 by 3 sketch if I desired to. What I want to do is change that depth of 1 inch, make it 2 inches. I'm going to double click that. And I've got this depth here underneath that blue rectangle. I'm going to go ahead and set it at 2. Hit my green check mark. Okay, notice how that block gets bigger. We are good to go. Now, what we want to do now is we are going to create a shell. Basically, this whole block, we're going to hollow it out other than just the outer edge, the outer perimeter, so that it is essentially nothing but a shell of what it is now. And what that is going to look like is once you've got your extrude edited, you're back to this kind of home screen with all of these buttons at the top. You're going to select the shell command. All right, and it's going to ask for faces to remove. And we're gonna shell it out so that this front face here is removed. So I'm just going to select that front face, and I'm rotating it here, and you can see that it just shelled it out. Now it's pretty simple tool, pretty, again, quick and effective. The one thing we can do is change how thick this box is. So right now it's set at 0.1. Let's go ahead and set it at 0.25. Notice how that shell gets thicker, and now we have a 0.25 box. I also want to go ahead and show you this. Even the shell, we can edit the name of it. So let's just name it. I don't know if it'll save symbols or not, but let's try it. 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch sidewall. Why not? Okay, and now we know that that's what that shell feature is. So now you've done it. You've created a shell. You've practiced using your extrude, practiced using your rectangles. Call me over. Remember, I'm going to be checking that that rectangle is black, that it is locked into space. And then I will double check that your 1/4 inch sidewall is 1/4 inch here. And I also want to see these features named. So black sketch, have titles for your sketches and your extrusions and your features. And that you've got your wall thickness at 1/4 inch. Awesome. Until next time.